already mentioned, there is no need to halt manned space exploration because manned space exploration is essential. Now, the opposite side claims manned space exploration results in large amounts of money spent, as James and Devin are both talking lots of money signs, and they keep discussing the hazards of space exploration. And which is true. We're not denying that sending mankind versus robots is more expensive. There are higher health risks. What I can argue is that no one is forcing astronauts to sign up and go into space. They choose to do this all on their own. Special training is completed and astronauts understand or are aware of the risk. NASA states astronauts are in constant training for spaceflight. The initial training involves learning about basic space station systems, spacewalking, and operating the robotic arm. You continue this training while awaiting a mission assignment. Once assigned to a flight, specific training of your mission may take as long as 3 years. Now, I know sadly accidents occur during space exploration and deaths have been a result. But as already mentioned, NASA isn't just sending people up without proper training, nor are they eliminating astronaut safety. Our next big space mission, as we all know, is Mars. And according to Kristen Rainey, reducing the uncertainties and risk assessment is required before a mission to Mars can be undertaken, and has led to a number of investigations of degenerative diseases. So innovations and tests are in the process in order to protect astronauts. And we're not against robots. In fact, humans and robots working together is a great option for space exploration. Humans, robots, and rovers perform different jobs. Adam Mann states there isn't a battle between robots and humans. That's comparing apples and oranges. That was coming from James Garvin, chief scientist at NASA Goddard Space Flight Center. We send robots as our pathfinders and scouts, and they open the frontier so that we can decide where and when to send the people. So at the end of the day, it isn't smart to explore space without mankind. Humans have the ability to do the on-spot thinking. NASA states mankind has unmatched ability of flexibility and reliability in carrying out certain experiments in orbit, in repairing and maintaining robotic spacecraft and automating instruments in space, and in acting as explorers in initial journeys to other places in solar system. Manned space missions result in better data collection, more efficient with spot-on thinking, especially because of the high-speed communication delay between Earth and space. And though manned space exploration costs more, it is more capable. Ian Crawford states Mars Science Laboratory, also known as MSL, which at this writing is en route to Mars, has cost an estimated $2.5 billion. Thus, in real terms, Apollo cost 70 times as much as MSL. Apollo, however, visited 6 sites, whereas MSL will only visit 1 site. So in terms of cost per site, Apollo is only 12 times as expensive as MSL, yet each Apollo mission was vastly more capable. Robots and rovers are becoming more expensive. I know the opponents, the opposite side keeps talking about the expenses and how robots are cheaper. But we all know that robots need to get bigger and better in order to be more capable. It's not ideal to have small robots only traveling for a short amount of hours per day. So the idea to only send rovers into space versus mankind because of cost isn't no longer ideal, because robots will eventually need to get bigger, better, and smarter, thus costing more money. So who's to say it won't cost just as much to send man up to kind, the same amount that it is going to cost to make these robots better. Sending mankind to space has resulted in many innovations, and as Amanda has already stated, the International Space Station has been very innovative with its technology and its collaboration with natural hazards. What I think is most helpful is the technology that was developed for the space station is now being used in different communities and making life-saving differences due to the access of water filtration and purifications, and making life, and this was all as a result of NASA's technology. So it's these type of community impacts from manned space travel that is rewarding. Mankind space travel is more than just science. Adam Mann states, while space probes conduct good science and undertake useful missions, they do not capture the human imagination or ignite the same kind of excitement that a human physically exploring space does. Government space agencies depend on budgetary politics of the moment for funding, and lack of public interest in space exploration makes space agencies an attractive target to cut. Manned missions are far more effective at capturing the public opinion necessary for funding space exploration. I know Devin discussed a lot about private companies and their goals to spend their money in regards to space and travel, and that's great and all, but that doesn't answer why we should halt manned space travel. And I think what needs to be mentioned is, well, as I already mentioned, space travel is more than just the money that is spent. Michael Griffin states, when we contemplate committing large sums of money to a project, we tend to dismiss reasons that are emotional or value-driven or can't be captured on a spreadsheet. But in space exploration, those are the reasons what I think of as real reasons that are the most important.